Hello everyone, FTW here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Hope you guys are having a great day today. In today's video, we're going to be playing the newest character to enter the Nexus. Her name is Cassia. I kind of nailed down a build for her, just going through every possible combination over on the PTR and also talking with players now that she's been released and more people are getting their hands on her. And kind of cemented down what I think one of her most optimal play styles is going to be. And it's a hybrid of all of the laser focus builds that we were showing on the channel. So we're going to be mixing and matching some Q talents in here with some blind talents with everything else and get a pretty cohesive package, actually. It's a pretty good build. I have to get 6 videos done today as soon as possible, uploaded, ready to go on the channel. And it's a little intimidating, because in the morning I'm leaving for Vegas and I want to make sure that the weekend is covered for content. So here goes. It's 8 in the morning. I need to turn off my alarm. It's going to actually go off soon.
The wait is over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I keep forgetting to switch my mounts over, but I'm gonna be honest. The default horse actually looks pretty good here. I'm not hating it. Not hating it. We are on the Sky Temple today. The friendly team. What the fuck? Zagara, Probrius, Greymane, Murky, Cassia. The enemy team, Li Ming, Chromie, Cassia, Rainer, Murky. This is going to be a fucking disaster. It's going to be one of those games. All right. So basically there's 2 schools of thought here. If the enemy team has a lot of melee, like let's say a double warrior and then maybe like a Rhaegar or a Karazim or, you know, one of those close healers, then I would suggest going for charged strikes. The enemy team is mostly ranged and they're going to be a little bit more unorganized, then I recommend Thunder Stroke, and we're going to take that here today. It looks like every lane's being soaked at least. That's a pretty decent way of starting the game. It's going to be really difficult to jump in on the back line of this enemy team, at least early on. Keep in mind that Cassia is revolved around the idea of armor, so we actually do significantly better versus attack damage heroes than ability power heroes as far as our defenses go. So it might be a little hard to actually perform entirely well here, but we'll do our best. Just going to be roaming around poking damage in on people as much as I can. Our Q ability is going to be the main source of that poke, and we're just going to be throwing it out as often as possible. At level 4, we are going to pick up some sustained talents that revolve around blind. This is going to allow us to just heal up off of minion waves and things like that. And yeah, we're going to get a pretty decent amount of poke and survivability here, and that's the main goal. This should be a build that you can use even without a warrior, even without a support, and I guess we're kind of testing that claim right now. Jim Raynor up in the top lane with the enemy team's Murky. Here's the blind, and then he actually stopped my engage. Feels bad, man. But we did blind him so he couldn't stop our Murky, so that's a thing. That's a thing we can get credit for, right? The hardest part about this build is simply remembering to use your very low cooldown Q all of the time and also continue to weave in your auto attacks. That hurt. Also continue to weave in your auto attacks. It's definitely not the easiest thing in the world to do. There's also been some reports that the stutter step, the attack move on Cassia, not quite working right entirely. Here, I'm just going to dive in on this. And now we have to back up. Yeah, some reports that it's not quite working right, and that you actually get better results if you're clicking to move and clicking to attack rather than trying to attack move into things. I have not substantiated those claims. Don't know if they're true or not, but just reporting what I've heard. Let's just keep healing up off that wave, and we'll be fine. We'll let Murky tank all of this, and we'll make sure that we stay safe. Looks like the middle shrine not going as well as this one, however. Let's just keep poking at Jim Raynor here. Our blind is up. Do we want to use it just for stopping his damage? I guess it would help if I actually put it on him. He's already used his heals, so we can actually flank in from this side and be a little bit more aggressive. Potentially could have dived in there because the towers were killed already from the objective. Bit of a missed opportunity. Just trying to be somewhat safe in a game with no actual team comp. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, knew that one was connecting. Looks like we did lose our Murky momentarily, but we got most of the objective anyway, so even if we did lose everything here entirely, it would be pretty okay. That healing wasn't even worth taking the damage for, because we're right back where we started, but I tried to attack move out of the way. Looks like Jim Raynor's going to be taken down. The regen globe is up. We'll pick that up and then try to re-engage here. Okay. Now, we are going to go for Surge of Light at level 7. Now, this one is, again, pretty difficult to use. We're looking at a relatively high skill cap build for Cassia, all talents considered. You could have just gone for movement speed here, and it would have been pretty okay, and the movement speed would help us dodge some of these mage-style projectiles that the enemy team has. But again, we didn't do that. Instead, we went for Avoidance, the talent for Avoidance. It's called Surge of Light, and what it's going to allow us to do is pulsate AoE damage every now and then. He always has the fucking heal. He always has the fucking heal. Now, in order to activate this talent, you need to take damage while moving, while Avoidance is up. And then after you take that damage, you're going to be able to explode for AoE damage around your character, essentially giving you about 1.5 auto attacks worth, maybe 2 auto attacks worth of damage instantaneously. On command, which I shouldn't have to tell you, pretty strong. Oh, that feels bad. Should have gone in, should have finished it. So what you can do with that is trade for a lot of damage in team fights relatively easily. The other thing you could do is simply heal off of minion waves really easily. Now I didn't take, well, yeah, this will prove it. So you just blind and then pop that AoE and then get the regen globe. And look how healthy you are all of a sudden. And it's pretty easy to stack this damage. Keep in mind it's easier when you have a support that can actually heal you up for some of the damage that you're taking. But generally speaking, pretty easy to stack up that damage. And it allows you to just really pump out way more damage than you would expect on a auto attack style character like Cassia. I don't want to go any further. So just that one Li Mingqiu was actually enough to prime our trait, just because we were moving. So now when this next team fight starts, we're going to be able to jump in, not only heal for a lot with the blind if we throw that out in time, but also deal a lot of damage. We just need to make sure we don't die here. Would be pretty advantageous for us to get level 10. There we go, and we are going to go for Ball Lightning. Now we don't have some of the talents that would make that easier to connect. So again, the speed boost at level 7, definitely beneficial for just keeping that Ball Lightning bouncing. But we could simply just throw this Ball Lightning into the enemy team and kind of hope for the best. And in most cases, you'll be totally fine. Like, it'll do a great job. Like right here. We should just be able to throw that in. Oh, the trait actually killed the pufferfish that was about to take me down and secured a kill on the enemy team's Cassia. I would say that it already got its value. That's going to be a triple kill for the friendly team. We haven't lost anyone in that fight yet, and Murky's still pushing the top lane, is about to get a fort up there as well. Unfortunately, I didn't see this. Missed that. So I'll go clean that up really quick. But we have numbers advantage, and it looks like we're going to take bottom lane, no problem. Now, I do think that Cassia is pretty strong. I do think we're going to see some damage changes to her. Why aren't they fighting me? I do think we are going to see some damage changes to her, just because she seems a little too good at everything. But I think after her numbers are tweaked, just the way that her defense works, I still think she's going to be perfectly viable and perfectly fun to play. Like, I'm really optimistic about this character. That's why we actually saw so much pre-release content for her. You know, normally I do like, hey, let's make a video about whatever the fuck just came out, and then you don't hear about it for a little while. One of the main reasons I wanted to make so much content about Cassia is just because I really do think she's a phenomenal character. Alright, not going to continue this anymore unless she makes me. Yeah, okay. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. I'm just going to wait for that minion wave to come back in, and then we can heal off of that. Now, at this level range, I actually really like the slow on the Q. I know some people like the blinding light cooldown reduction. In practice, I haven't gotten as much value out of that as I had wanted. So I actually like the slow here. And we can combo that with the pierce, so you actually get a lot of utility out of the character in a way that you wouldn't really get it before. Which of course is always nice. So I just blinded all of them. I wanted to go in for some damage, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's just reposition. So whenever we throw our Q, the target's going to be slowed. Again, allows you to stack up the Ball Lightning a little bit easier. Allows you to chase after enemies a little bit easier, even without the movement speed. But generally speaking, I could honestly say you could go with most of the talents at level 13 and be happy. You can kind of pick that up for your own playstyle, your own preference. The one exception to that being the lightning surge. I think Fen talents in general are pretty hard to actually be effective with. Hey. So ball lightning here. We engage out of the slow with our E. Easy. Easy. Really, really powerful character. Is this fake? No. Not fake? Yeah, that was the real one. Hey, I did it. I don't think he knows his egg's dead. He's still going in, Steve. He's still going in. All right. Speaking of going in, so am I. Yes, deal that damage to me so I can pop my trait. Now we can slow down Jim Raynor. What are you gonna do now, Jim Raynor? I mean, I know you have a Q still, but that's not the point. I was trying to be dramatic. All right, let's just go ahead and heal up off of this. That hurt. Completely negated my heal that I just did. We don't quite have enough damage prime for our trait to proc. Now at this level range, I do like to go for Pierce. Just kind of helps cement your utility even more. Makes you really good at pretty much everything. We can blind these guys. Trait. Ball lightning. Now I don't have another blind ready to go. But what I do have is Fend! Hey, that was weird. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, I'm so dead! I'm so dead! So dead! Oh god. Oh, we're good. So, Fend actually has a little bit of weird targeting, like Varian's charge. So that's why you saw me, like I was trying to use it over the wall. I thought I would just go all the way around like Varian does. Instead, I went from here to here. I went from right here to right here, like instantaneously. It was actually terrifying. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Let's see. We are now pushing the bottom lane with objectives. You know, I will say our team has been pretty dominant so far, and our hero damage pretty respectful as well. I've just been hero brawling this whole game. I've just been going after kills, trying to put pressure on lanes, and it's been working out really well for us. No complaints at all. Looks like Murky's having some fun in the middle lane. We do have ball lightning up. If we wanted to go in on this, we could. Oh, I messed up a bounce. There you go, Gray Main. Nice kill secure. Nice kill secure. Chromie's down here, a little too far out of range for me, but we do have vision of her. If she stops to Q, she is gonna be in trouble. Oh, I wanted to finish it. I wanted to finish it. I wanted to carry the ring to Mordor. Come on. We really should just finish off this building. How much health does it have left? Yeah, we can push in with this wave. Now, ideally, you would have had your Q quest done already. I'm still getting used to like weaving those in with everything that I'm doing. Once I go in for auto attacks, I honestly completely forget that the Q is there, which is really bad. Ouch. While I had their Cassia blinded there, I should have traded right away, and I didn't do it. Like I said, with this build, there's a lot of upkeep. This build's gonna take a few games to really master. You always have to think about Qs, you always have to think about your trait, you need to think about blinding mainly for healing and not necessarily for survivability in fights, but for like burst healing in fights. I don't know. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, team. At level 20, I pretty much think that Titan's Revenge is going to be the way to go in most cases. Cassia actually has the auto attack range of Artanis. Excuse me, as we found out on Heroes Unite last night, the charge range of Artanis, not the basic attack range. So I do think a lot of players are going to kind of be susceptible to being out of position a lot. You know, if there's someone that's going to be out of position on your team, 9 times out of 10 is going to be the Artanis, just because, he's so limited in his range and trying to engage on shit. I think Cassia is going to be the same way. So we're going to try to combat that at level 20 with the Titan's Revenge. Also, while the infinite bounce on ball lightning might be cool, the odds of that actually happening in a game, I hope, are very low. I hope the infinite bounce is not going to be a thing that we see often. There we go. We dodged his Q with our E, and we're good to go. So Titan's Revenge, this is also going to completely ignore armor on enemy combatants. That's not the reason we're taking it today, but it does have that dual purpose. So if the enemy team had a bunch of frontline, like Arthas and Johanna, we'd be able to completely mitigate their passive damage reductions and just go in really hard with our own damage. I'm trying to prime up our trait really quick. Well, I mean, I could just leave. I'm sorry. Just trying to get ready. Jeez. Coming in so angry all the time. Well, the core is almost dead for the enemy team. I guess we might as well go push. I thought this match was going to be a little more all over the place than it actually was. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and dodge that Valkyrie. Ball lightning's out. Didn't bounce. What? That's okay. We got a lot of healing off of that blind. Oh, you gotta take me home tonight. Oh, why is that my panic song? They can push, right? There's no way they stop this, right? They do have a Murky. They might. Never mind. Yeah, I think we won. I think we won, team. So that's the build in a nutshell. Obviously, it performs better with a normal team, so you can kind of sit behind your tank and throw these Qs out. We do have 2 charges of the Q after you finish level 20 quest, which is really nice. So you can add in that Pierce with the a little bit of support. And again, the slow helps you land your ball lightning a little bit easier, helps you keep up with that target. Now, if you don't have 2 enemies next to you, the ball lightning will bounce off of you and then back at the enemy target, and it does bounce 6 times, so pretty strong there. But I would recommend to build something like this. Even if you go for the cleave talent at level 1, I do like the slow and the pierce at 13 and 16. We just happen to go for a full Q build because of our team comp today. But I do like the auto attack cleave at 1, especially with the Titan's Revenge at 20. Those go great together. And it becomes a lot easier to get more healing from Ring of the Leech because you're hitting for harder as well. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. The talents we used today: Thunder, Stroke, Ring of the Leech, Surge of Light, Ball Lightning, Grounding Bolt. Weird. Pierce, what does that do though? And then Titan's Revenge. I have 5 more videos to get done today, and it's gonna be a struggle, but I'm gonna do my best. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.